on Instagram and Facebook. We're being total bloggers right now and kind of going ham. Doubled up. So really, we're Kara and CJ from Haute Society. Some of you have followed along. Some of you have joined. Some of you have asked a lot of questions. We really love everything that you guys are kind of bringing to the table. But why we kind of wanted to get on tonight is, one, we just wanted to do our first live and get to know you guys a little bit better, and have you guys interact with us a little bit more. And then we really just wanted to talk about Instagram engagement. It's been kind of the biggest thing, I think, on everyone's mind right now as they're changing the algorithm, as they're changing the rules, and everyone's kind of been really negative about it, and that's kind of the last thing that we really want everyone to do, ourselves included. We're not above this by any means. But it's been the biggest thing that we've seen through Twitter, through Facebook, through Instagram, through different groups, everything. Everyone is negatively talking about it.
After posts, like, my engagement sucks, does your guys's too? And it's just, we kind of want to offer some encouragement and give you some tips for maybe how to do it better.
And combat those negative attitudes, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to do the same thing, and Instagram is a business like we're all trying to be, and so there's just going to be constant change and constant evolving, because that's just how life works.
Yeah.
So you got to move with the flow to kind of get through it, because negatively going about it is just going to shut us all down.
Yeah.
And make us psycho. And make us drink more wine than we already do.
Cheers.
Cheers, babes. Happy Thursday.
For sure.
So I'm going to let Kara kick it off, because if some of you guys don't know us, we're totally similar and totally opposite. She's very
nerdy, I think is the best word.
Nerdy, we could say that. I was gonna be a lot nicer, but she's kind of nerdy and I'm very in your face. Is that a word we could use? A two-worder?
Totally.
So I'm gonna let her kind of kick it off with some of the knowledge that she has behind everything, and then we can move from there.
Yeah. Also, if you have questions, make sure to type them for us. We should be able to see them, but the phone's kind of far away, so if we don't get to you...
My eyes really aren't that good, but...
We'll try to follow up with you like via DM or email, maybe in our newsletter. We can make sure to cover your question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with my favorite quote ever, because I love quotes. And it is, in order to engage, you have to be engaging. So before we even talk about, like, engagement, we have to talk about, like, what are you doing in your content that is, like, engaging your following. And I have 2 tips for, like, writing a good caption that engages. And the first one is to, like, ask a question. And I know a lot of people do this. CJ, maybe you can give us an example of, like, a very common blogger caption.
I think we all kind of get sucked into it. You really just want to get a post out there. You want to be keeping up with what everybody else is posting, and sometimes you don't always have a good caption to go with it, so you just kind of throw something out there, which in some cases is totally fine. But you know, every single Friday or every Saturday or every Sunday saying, like, happy weekend, guys, what's everyone's plan? All right, we get it. There's millions of us bloggers out there, and I don't want to tell everyone my plan for the weekend. I want to tell my girlfriends maybe, but the lack of engagement you're going to receive from that is huge, because people don't really want to tell you what they're doing that weekend.
Yeah.
They want you to give your opinion, and they want to give their opinion back to you. They don't want to just have a yes or no, or I'm going to see family, or I'm going to have drinks, or whatever it is. They want to truly, like we're saying, engage with you.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times, like, your feed almost can feel like filling out a survey. Like, one post is like, what are you doing this weekend? And the next post is like, what did you have for breakfast? And so I think we want to, like, move away from, like, the what questions and the yes and no questions to more like, why are you doing this? Like, what's your opinion about this? Or, like, do you have any advice? Because people love to give you advice. Honestly, if you just, like, admit a flaw or admit, like, an issue you're having and ask, like, what do you think? Everyone is like, I've got the answer. And they will, like, pop on your feed and tell you. And that's what you want. Like, that's true engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 2 tips are ask a good question and then admit a flaw or ask for an opinion.
And I think those are just 2 of the biggest things right now with engagement, because everyone's getting super... the blogging world is becoming super saturated, and everyone's becoming clones of one another, and you basically just think everything that you need to do is whatever the biggest blogger is doing or whoever has the best engagement, and that's not the case. You need to engage with your following and your people, And there's literally not one right way. My husband says this to me every single day almost, because like we're saying, we are sucked into the bubble just like all of you guys, but there's not one right way, and following what everybody else is doing is cutting that entire engagement piece off with your followers, which is the only way you can actually grow in this business.
Yeah. And I think another really good tip is to like pay attention to the followers that are there. Here's my like cheesy nerdy analogy that I'm gonna give you.
It's good though.
So like let's pretend you're a teacher and your followers are your class. Let's say 5 kids showed up to class and they're like raising their hands and they're asking questions and they're like engaged. So those are like the people that are commenting on your photos. Like they're there. They're like interested in what you're saying. But like as a teacher, instead of engaging with them, what you do is you pull out the roll sheet and you start calling everyone that didn't come to class like, hi, I hope you're like doing great and I would just love if you came to class today. The people that are like showed up are like, what the heck? Like I'm here to talk to you. But I think as bloggers, like we kind of get sucked into that where instead of talking, like going through our own feed and talking to the people that showed up, we're like going everywhere else. Like, hi, come to my feed. Like, come to my class. Like, so anyway, that's my cheesy analogy.
And I think it's good just because to her point though, we're constantly just looking to what other people are doing, and you're missing the people that are truly engaging with your posts, and you're missing the people who truly want to follow you because you're looking elsewhere and trying to follow somebody else, when that's the biggest mistake you can make. And I think that's something I can so relate to because I was in that slump a few months ago and can still find myself there day to day. But a few months ago, all I was doing was trying to comment on the largest accounts or trying to engage with the people who had tons of comments or so on and so forth. And I never ever commented back on people that had commented on mine. Not just like the reply on your thing, but actually went to their pages and started engaging with them. I completely missed that entire step. And why would I? They engaged with my picture. Why wouldn't I continue to engage with theirs and then just create a relationship of actually engaging with one another's posts?
Yeah.
Instead of commenting on the biggest and top bloggers and engaging with no one, because no one's seeing your comment.
Yeah.
No one's engaging back with you, and you're just lost in this abyss, and you're spending all of this time in this abyss. I'm gonna go read what that says too. Sorry, we can't see the phone.
We can't see the questions. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think another thing to think about is like before even trying to be engaging or trying to write a caption that engages is thinking about your content as a whole. Like how are you serving people? Like when you go to post, like think, how is this post gonna help someone? Like are you gonna provide them a tip? Are you gonna like give them positive encouragement? Because if it's just a picture of you like, oh my gosh, here's this cute shirt, it's on sale, it comes in 3 colors, like that is not helping anyone.
No.
If that's all you're doing all the time.
Yeah, like obviously I want to know when that shirt's 20% off occasionally.
Totally.
But like every single day or every single post, even if all you do is fashion, that's not all you have to post about, and that's not all of the captions that should be read under your post, if that makes sense. Christine had just made a really good comment on there. She says some of the best engagement she gets from posts is when she's being funny or she's making fun of herself in some way, which is exactly kind of
like
what Kara was saying. Exactly. To like always admit a flaw.
Or be light and I guess in admitting flaw, what I really mean is like be real. Like don't try to just be, this is my perfect life and cute outfit. Like being real and being like, I'm not perfect all the time. Or like, this is my actual hair versus like my great.
Like us today.
Yeah.
No makeup.
This is our
My
face.
hair is like, I don't even know what's happening right now. We have spilled queso on us because we just
There's
downed a bunch of
literally
taco.
queso on this shirt right
So
now.
we're just trying to be real, and we try and do that in our posts every day, but that's, I think, the biggest thing that's starting to set people apart is it's really easy in some senses to make your life look super simple and super perfect.
And tempting.
And tempting.
Really tempting.
And everyone wants to do it because obviously I like when my face looks beautiful compared to when I'm making an awkward face in between pictures that I post. But nonetheless, everyone is real. We get that you're not perfect, and trying to like pretend that you're perfect or creating that life is taken away from the real people that want to engage with real people.
Yeah.
We can all be as influencers or bloggers or whatever term you'd like to use. I think real is what's going to actually get a lot of the engagement back, and it's going to be real engagement instead of people just commenting to comment. Cute shirt.
Yeah.
Great deal. Oh my god, I want. It's
Yeah.
like, you're not going to go buy it. We know it. You're just commenting to comment.
But thanks.
But thanks. It is a great deal.
Yeah. So true. And And I think it's really hard, like, looking up to bloggers because maybe, like, you scroll through your feed and you see all these big bloggers and maybe they're being real, but their life is just different than yours because they're such, you know, so huge.
These are making millions and they live in New York City.
So their life, like, looks perfect or looks, like, amazing. And so part of you feels like to compete in the blogging world, like, that's what you have to do. But, like, don't force it. Like, just be where you're at and be authentic, and, like, your audience will grow with you. When you are making millions, like...
And even if you're making millions now, you don't have 1 million followers.
Yeah, and you still probably still
You still probably still queso. Sidebar.
Gravity.
But you most likely still have a very, like, whatever your real life is, whether it is the millions of dollars, or whether you're broke, or whether you're in college, or whether you're just really super average, like me and Kara. Whatever that is, you're gonna be different than the other average person next to you. Like, we are very similar, but we're so different. And our lives are so different. And what I post is totally different than what she posts. And I think that's really important for people to remember with engagement.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of more tips. I know there's, like, some really good ones out there that I've heard.
Yeah, like, overall, I think just, like, this is our first live video, so we really just wanted to get out and kind of engage with you guys.
We, like, wrote some stuff down and went rogue. So.
We totally went rogue because I am not like that and I can't do it, and I'm just going to be real with you guys. We're probably going to have a sheet of paper here every time.
But, like, it doesn't
half
have
of the things
all,
will be right.
It doesn't have all our nuggets of wisdom that just come from, like, just talking it out.
Yeah, no, that's not what's going to happen. But overall, I think the biggest thing we want to get through this is that people really need to stop being negative about the engagement, because that's just how it works. It's a business, just like anything else. Instagram is a business, and we're just trying to be assets to that business. And in some senses, we can be great assets if we actually are working our butts off for it. But if you're just going to sit and complain that your numbers are shorter than they were last week or higher than they were the week, whatever it is, it's just never going to get you anywhere. And you really just need to keep engaging with your followers and pushing out the content that is you and true to who you are.
Yeah.
And everything will follow from there.
And the other thing is to, like, think about, like, you don't want to attract everyone because that's how you get,
that's
like,
really
people
good point
that are
too.
Negative and people that are mean. Like, you want your tribe to be, like, they're into what you're doing and, like, you're helping them. Because if you just get everyone come listen, like, that's not... I mean, you'll have people that are, like, hating and not leaving nice comments and, like...
Oh, I would cry.
I know.
I would cry. I'm a really emotional person, and I would cry if someone was mean to me. I mean, I push out a lot of positivity on my blog because I'm an emotional, positive person, and I love life, but I only want to attract those types of people. I would love to be, you know, really popular on Instagram and raking in millions of dollars, obviously, but if that's going to take me sucking in a bunch of negative attitudes or a bunch of people that are just going to hate on what I'm doing, I don't want that. I really don't.
Like, you want to be so engaging with the people that you want on your feed that the other people that aren't into it hit unfollow. Like, you don't want them just following along if they're not going to, like, be into what you're doing and be part of, like, the community you're building. Because at the end of the day, like, blogging is a community. It's not like us giving a speech almost, like, just posting and pushing out this content. It's like a conversation where, like, we get to choose the topics and we get to, like, kind of curate that, but you want people talking back to you and giving you feedback and, like, to be helping them versus just, like, talking at them.
I think that's totally great because I think we all get lost in that mix with creating captions because you're basically looking at what the other girl is posting that's similar with what your picture is, even though just because the pictures look similar, they're 100% different. And if you're just copying captions of what everybody else is saying, that is why this world's becoming saturated and everyone's looking the same because there's no authenticity in what we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
And I'm also back to, like, just bringing in negative people. I'm really sick of the saying of, like, if people are talking about you negatively, then you're doing something right. Like, I'm over it. If people are talking about you negative, you're a negative person and there's something negative about you or around you, and it's not good. Just because people are talking bad about you is not a good thing. You should always try and have people talking about you in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because that means you're actually making the mark that you want to in this world, not just making a mark.
Because if you're so positive, you, like, stump the negative people. They will not even know what to say. Because, like,
your smile is so big.
Yeah. They're like, I can't even bring this girl down if I wanted to, so I'm not going to try.
She's so damn happy.
Yes.
So, other than that, I mean, some of you guys have had great feedback. I love the being funny in your comments. I think that's a huge thing.
It is.
But we really just wanted to kick this off because this has been the biggest thing that we've seen all over. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, everything.
Every group this week
Every
was
group.
just post after post of like, what do I do?
Is your guys' engagement low? Mine's
Like,
super
mine's
low. Is yours
horrible.
low? Is yours low? It's like, yeah, we all are low.
everyone.
And it's fine. I'm fine with
Yeah.
it because I still have the people that are being real with me. I still have brands that are wanting to work with me because I'm still continuing to push out everything that is me and everything that is my brand.
Yeah.
So I think just do you, baby boo.
Yeah. And then you learn how to work with the algorithm. Like, it's a constant game of like, what works now? And that's why it's fun. Like, if it was the same all the time, it'd be
super boring. It'd be like the 8 to 5 job that all of us are literally trying to never work in.
Exactly.
So
true.
why would you want that?
Yeah. You want to have to adapt and change because that's how you get to like have crazy moments of growth where like you figured something else that other people didn't, or you like really got it and people like followed you. So don't be discouraged.
Yeah, just stay true to who you guys are. And if you ever have any questions like on engagement, or obviously if you think you're losing it like we all do right now, you can still definitely DM us or group message us or still talk about it with people. We're not trying to say to stop the conversation, but really we can't all talk about this every single day and every single week because as it's shown the past like 5 or 6 months, Instagram has changed their algorithm multiple times. They've changed their rules on ads and sponsorships multiple times. They've changed their group rules. They've changed when you share, how you share. They've changed it multiple times. What makes you think once we figure out this time that it's not going to change again?
Right.
And then we're all going to have to learn this and complain and bitch all over again. Excuse my language.
But not really, because we have no problem.
But yeah, we also do both cuss a lot. I'm sorry for any parents that might be on this, or my parents, or my mother-in-laws.
We try to rein it in, but
yeah, but it's there, and that's who we are. And my legs are falling asleep.
Mine are too. This is what I get for trying to sit on the floor and cushion pillows instead of chairs. But anyway, I think what we're trying to sum up by saying is like, let's make the conversation be productive and be positive about ways we can improve versus like complaining. Because if we complain, then the algorithm would have changed 5 times by the time we figure it out, instead of just like, okay, what should we do? Let's share tips. Let's talk. What's working? Like, how do we all get together to like not beat it, but like kind of beat it?
Oh, we're gonna beat it.
Yeah.
That is, to Kara's point, super good to hit on, because that was one of the big things that we actually talked about. This is why we're not going off the paper. That was one of the things that we talked about today, is that we're really sick of all the people that constantly complain about it, but all they continue to do is continue to push out the same content, which is not that your content's bad, but if you're literally going to make 0 changes, what makes you think your engagement's going to change?
Yeah.
Everyone has good pictures. I'm sick of everyone saying like, well, my pictures are good, I don't get why people aren't doing it, and
like,
well, my comments are good, or I'm on
full
Instagram all day. Yeah, like
of amazing pictures. That's the point of it. Like,
that's the point of it.
Yeah.
And so you're obviously gonna stand out in some way, but if you're just continually doing the same thing, what is that quote by? It's something insanity.
Yeah, something about if you do the same thing. Listen to me over here, misquotes. If you do the same thing over and over and expect a different result, that's like the definition of insanity. It's like doing the exact same thing
constantly, and that's a lot. I mean, I was in that same boat. I finally, these past few months, have been stepping out of it, and I'm not any master, so I'm not trying to say that, but I was in the same boat of just cycling through the same exact thing and complaining every single day that I wasn't getting good engagement.
Yeah.
And until I forced myself to step out of that bubble and really reevaluate what I was pushing out, why I was pushing out, how I was pushing it out, and who was actually seeing it, is the only times I actually was able to comprehend what was wrong with my engagement and why I was sucking in the wrong type of people.
And like make improvements.
Yes. Change
Instead
is
of
good.
just doing the same thing all the time, or doing what you see other people doing and just like, oh, if I do it long enough, it'll click. Like, no, you'll get burned out and you'll quit.
And I don't want to be what the other person's doing.
No.
I don't want to do what Kara's doing. I love her. But I don't want to do what she's doing.
Yeah, I want to watch you do what you're doing. Like,
yeah. I can't wear Prince the way she does. I can't do it. And it's fine. I don't want to be doing it because she's doing it and everyone loves her for that. And so I think you just need to see the benefits of the differences that you see on Instagram instead of constantly trying to be that person. What am I supposed to say?
Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm like, Screw you all.
Dang it, Kara.
It's my fault.
So overall, we just really wanted to tell you guys, keep engaging with everyone. Don't lose sight of what's important, and don't lose sight of who you are and what you're trying to do with your brand. What I'm doing with my brand is different than what Kara's doing with her brand, and that's the greatest thing about working with other bloggers and communicating with other bloggers instead of just complaining about it.
Yeah, because you're doing different stuff, you can like still share tips, but it's not like exact, like, let's do the same thing because it's working. Like, it doesn't work for everyone. Everyone has to be like unique in their own way, and that's how you build like an actual following.
Totally, yeah. I mean, if we could sit around all day and complain, obviously, that would be...
We're really good at it. We have a bottle of wine.
Really good at it, actually. We'll go on tangents, but that's fine. But don't only find groups of people that all you guys do, and you're bloggers, and all you're doing is complaining, thinking that what you're doing is at least you're doing it in a community. Y'all are not going to want to do this much longer. Like, it's going to drive you absolutely nuts, even if you're all 5 doing it together and complaining. It doesn't make a difference.
No.
Try and be the positive in that group of girls that you're sitting with right now, and try and be the positive on your Twitter threads or your IG threads or your DMs or Telegram or whatever else we all do as bloggers. Try and be the positive. It's okay to have your 1% of negative, but if you're getting sucked into it, try and find a new group of girls to bounce ideas off of, because complaining can be 1% of the time, but
it doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
It just gets you grumpy.
You need like 90, I mean, you really need 100% of being active, but I'll take the 99%. Maybe even like 97.
Yeah, true.
Give or take a day.
Okay, well, we're going to save this, and we're going to leave it up, and I think we're also going to work on a website page where we'll save like all of our Instagram lives we ever do, so that way people don't know us yet and they discover us. They can like look back and see all of them. So definitely DM us if you have more questions or want to like chat one-on-one. We love that.
And if there's like a time of day that this might work better for you, we literally just like shot in the dark Thursday, where like we drink wine on Thursday, so we think other people drink wine. I mean, we drink wine every day,
but like
we figured most people do it Thursdays, not Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. But if there's a time of day that works better for you, or if it's like the weekend and we need to get together in like an AM session and drink some coffee, we can do that too. Or
you guys know I like brunch.
This kid. And the other thing that I wanted to say is we are planning on starting a podcast as well. Kara's really good at listening to podcasts. Me, not so much.
But you're good at talking. I'm good to be on
I'm great at talking. My dad was not a fan of that always growing up, but I'm great at talking, and I can listen to what Kara has to say about the podcast. So anyway, podcasts are a great addition to blogging life, because it's basically what we're doing right now, just kind of shooting the shit, and everyone can listen in to our complaints and to like maybe a daily morning that we're just kind of doing it.
Good jokes.
I have funny jokes. I think I'm kind of funny, I guess.
And then you can listen in the car. It's not like a blog post where you have to read my how-to guides, which are kind of awesome.
Yeah, her how-to guides are coming. Again, that's something I don't do. I kind of write some of the blog posts that'll go around the how-tos, but she's the, the nerdy one.
I could sit in the closet and write them all day.
She does.
I do.
But we will definitely have some workbooks and everything to help you guys out. Like we've said multiple times, we are not like superstars of this by any means. We're just normal bloggers who have just been doing this for a couple years and
done a lot of things wrong and learned from it.
Yes. And then once we actually started talking about the things we did wrong, we were able to bounce a lot of that off of to each other. And that's kind of what's thought of bringing up my Haute Society. We were sick of being a part of the communities that we're talking about that all they do is complain, or being a part of the communities that all they do is throw it out, like, go like my picture. Like, okay, we get it. We all need likes on our picture, but like this is supposed to be a community that we talk, we bounce ideas off of, and we support each other, not just in likes and comments, actual
tips,
human support.
And like resources and like things that you can use versus just like Instagram likes, which are like a one-time.
They're great, but like they're not great too. Like a bunch of people have them that are just fake anyway. So don't get lost in the mix.
For sure.
And last thing, we are in the Denver area obviously right now. We're hoping, dreaming those blogger dreams that one day we can get this to be countrywide or something. But as of right now, if you're in the Denver area and have any ideas of events, or if you're just interested in the events we're going to do, so whether boutique or blogger, we do have things in the links of our bio that you can actually click and become a membership. Our first 50 people are going to be free. From then on out, it'll only be a small charge each month. And then for
than a Chipotle burrito.
Oh yeah. Yeah, less than a Chipotle. I'm gonna be real with you guys. We're gonna try and link everything up to food because we like wine, we like food, we like donuts.
Yes.
So it's less than a dozen donuts at Dunkin' Donut, less than a burrito with guac, less than a cheap bottle of wine.
So true.
And less than 2 coffees a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, probably 1 coffee because I usually get the grande, which is like
Yeah.
$7 now anyway. But less than 1 coffee. So we're trying to keep everything really reasonable because we don't pay outrageous prices for things.
Yeah.
And we think it's ridiculous that people do.
Like
but
big e-courses, no.
no, and she's not gonna write one of those ginormous
No.
ones. We won't.
Because you don't have
We
time.
won't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so if you're not in Denver, I guess we
Yeah.
forgot to kind of say, we have an online community that has like e-courses, guides, forums to like chat with each other, and then have like actual guides about like how do I price myself, like what about an in-kind collab, should I say yes or no if a brand wants to like gift me a product, like things that are hands-on versus like inspirational or some of the other kind of posts you see in groups. We're trying to be like actually helpful.
We're trying to be the people that like you sit on Instagram and you're constantly wondering like how they learned to do that or what they did to get to that point. And I think people are getting a lot better at it, so I'm not shooting down everyone, but there's a lot of people that are just withholding that information, which I can understand. Like I've definitely been there where I haven't wanted to share what I'm doing or I felt that somebody completely copied what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which in some truth, you know, it could be true, but at the end of the day, I have enough confidence in myself and my brand to know that whatever I'm doing is gonna stand out no matter if someone copies my entire website
Yeah.
or whatever they do. And we're just trying to be those people online that you can actually type in something to Google about how to price yourself, or should I take a gifted item? Is it ad or is it sponsored if I get paid?
Straight answer.
Straight answer. We're gonna be so real with you, it's gonna freak you out because you're not even gonna know what to do with all the great information we give you.
But I think we've come from a place of like trying to grow and having no one help us, and it's hard, and you go through a lot of like times where you're not motivated or you're just really down on yourself. And another quote for you, a rising tide lifts all boats. So like if we're all growing together, like,
Ooh, that's a good
and if
one.
it is,
Yeah.
but I think that's our goal, is to like create that rising tide. And I think we're both really positive, and we're kind of getting more joy out of like empowering people and helping them grow versus just like keeping our secrets to ourselves and seeing ourselves grow. But
And
to
then
like
just being alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. But usually you're just alone
in your closet with your laptop
with all this great information, even
Yeah.
though it's not working.
Yeah.
I'm just confused why any of us do that.
Yeah.
I was there. I was doing that. I was like, I know everything, and I'm gonna grow this to the
Yeah.
mills. Not
and you
happening.
think you have to at first. You think like, if it's so competitive, I better just learn and keep it to myself. Otherwise, you know, someone
Yeah.
else will be better. But like that's not how it works.
No. And it's super boring and lonely, and we got sick of being alone and sitting in our closet. Well, she sits in her closet. But we got sick of being alone. So that's exactly why we created My Haute Society, because we not only wanted to be us two together, but we wanted to be together with all of you guys and actually growing this community. And we think we bring really good traits to the table. She's really nerdy. I'm really psycho.
She
It's
can
great.
communicate.
It's great.
Okay.
So we're over and out. We're gonna turn this off. It was great to have all you guys jump into this. I'm freaking out because I have a sponsored post that I'm gonna post here soon.
Yeah.
She's freaking out because she has a little baby girl that
It's
is
like
just
awake and furious.
waking up and not happy. So that's the real. We're
Yeah.
gonna drink this wine. We're gonna get going on our own Instagrams, and we will post this later for you guys to see. Stay tuned. Get on the memberships. Stay in the loop of everything. We want to help you guys grow. We want to help you guys collaborate, and we want to help you guys have fun with
Yes.
vlogging. That's what it's supposed to be.
Really.
All right. We love you guys.
See ya.